If you're struggling with exactly how to arrange your workouts for a training split that works specifically for the 3 days that you have available to work out, look no further. I'm covering everything you need to know in this video today. Hi, I'm Kelsey Nanini, certified strength and conditioning specialist and certified nutrition coach. I'm here to help you go from frequent gym goer to strong, confident, educated athlete. And we are doing just that today by going over a 3-day training split and exactly how you can set up your workouts to help you in reaching your goals and not feeling so stuck thinking, what am I supposed to do? I only have 3 days to work out and I have no idea where to start. For starters, when I'm talking working out, I'm not talking about cardio or group fitness. Those things are things on the side that I will not be touching on today. I am more talking specifically about resistance training, lifting weights, which arguably is one of the most beneficial forms of exercise outside of walking that you can essentially do forever. As you age, there's a thing called sarcopenia. This is decrease of muscle mass. And as we get older, as we age, starting in your 30s, you start to lose muscle mass. Resistance training can help in negating some of this factor, which is why I want to cover exactly how to set up your workout so you know exactly what to do when you go to the gym. And if you haven't already, I have a full 9-part series on exactly how to create your own workouts. So make sure to watch that if you haven't yet already. That will help immensely as we get into this specific video. So you have 3 days to work out. What the heck do you do? Today I'm gonna go through 5 different options you have for setting up your workouts. Hopefully one of these sticks with you and gets you in the gym, getting consistent with your training. The first and most basic setup option is just doing 3 full body days. I would split these up Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so that you have a day in between with a full body split to ensure your muscles are getting proper recovery. However, if you need to put them 3 days in a row, or maybe you need to do 2 days in a row, it shouldn't be too much of an issue because the volume of training you're doing for any one muscle group shouldn't be so drastically high with a full body split. And with a full body split, some ways that you can set this up, since you're going to be doing both upper and lower body, one option is to alternate between upper and lower body exercises. So for instance, you start with a chest press and then you go into your squat. This way, your upper body is able to recover while the lower works and vice versa. The other option is to alternate push and pull exercises. So let's say you start with a squat, you would then want to go into a row or a pull down variation. The squat would essentially be pushing. You're going to be pushing up from that squat position, and the row would be pulling that weight in. This again also gives one part of the body recovery while the other is working. Option number 2 is going to be doing an anterior, posterior, and then a full body split. This is still actually a total full body split each day, but we're breaking it up into the front side of the body, the rear side of the body, and then the full body. So for instance, Monday would be anterior, where you're only working the chest, maybe the anterior delts, the biceps, the quads, and maybe some hip flexors. Day 2 would be posterior, so you're doing back, triceps, rear delts, glutes, and hamstrings, as well as the calves. So basically day 1, full front side, day 2, full back side. Now, something to remember here is that there is a bit more musculature on the rear side, especially for the lower body. So when you go to do your full body day where you're doing both the anterior and the posterior chains, you may want to consider doing a little bit of extra posterior work from the lower half so that we're getting equal volume on both sides of your body. And same rule applies here, except for the push-pull variation. I would honestly just stick to alternating upper-lower if you feel like you need a little bit more recovery. You don't have to stick to that, honestly. You could just do the first half of the workout upper and the second half of the workout lower. But again, I digress. It's important to find what works best for you when programming. And then moving into option number 3. This is where we're actually going to be splitting up the muscle groups a little bit more. So this would be a lower, upper, and then a full body. Same thing, trying to have a day in between, but also the benefit of this one is that you could do upper and lower back to back without overworking any of the musculature. Again, you're probably not going to be doing that in a full body split 3 days a week, but just for the general concept of this video, bear with me. So this one would be upper lower, which you could do back-to-back days, and then separating the full body a couple days later, a day later, just depending on, what works for your schedule. Option number 4 is kind of tying back into option number 1. So this is 3 full body days, but we're going to be breaking up the level of volume that you'll be doing. I really, really like this option for those of you that may struggle with consistency in workouts. The reason being is that you can implement in a flexible training schedule. Here's what this means. Flexible training is essentially waking up one day and rating how you're feeling that specific day. Let's say you wake up, you immediately are up as your alarm goes off and you're ready to take on the day. You're just so energized. You're able to get out of bed immediately upon your alarm and you feel good. This would be a high volume day you could do in the gym as long as you haven't already done it that week. Now let's say on the flip side, you wake up and you're groggy, you want to turn your alarm off and just go back to sleep. If you're feeling very fatigued that day, then you would choose to take the rest day. If you're still feeling somewhat energized, but maybe just aren't quite prepared to do a high volume day, you could choose to do your low volume day. For option number 4, you would be choosing to do a high, moderate, and low volume training. 3 different workouts per week, alternating how much volume, so your sets and reps that you would be doing in each workout. Again, I'm a big fan of this option to promote more consistency in your training because it teaches you to actually listen to your body. Now, some nuances here is that a lot of the studies that have been done on flexible training have been done on collegiate athletes, not on just the general population. But in my opinion, it is very transferable to the general population because we are typically the ones who actually struggle to get consistent with workouts. And so flexible training is great for that if you're able to actually listen to your body, which is the second nuance. With flexible training, it requires a great degree of understanding your body on each given day. This can be very hard to do initially, so having a coach to take you through this can be beneficial, but also just trying to listen to certain markers. Are you more sore than normal today? Do you feel groggy upon waking up? Are you just extra tired on that given day? Do you wake up with just a little bit more fatigue? Now, if you wake up feeling this way every single day or 5 to 6 times per week, this is notable and you probably need to look closer into your internal health and your health as a whole, more so than your training at this point. And the last option for a 3-day training split that I'm going to cover in this video would be an undulated periodization model. This would be for more advanced athletes, more of the advanced population, because in undulated periodization, you have 1 day of power, 1 day of hypertrophy, and 1 day of strength. I wouldn't recommend this for those that are just beginning their strength training journey because the strength style of workouts and the power style of workouts are a little bit more advanced and do require you to be lifting under somewhat of heavier loads, which your body may not be primed for quite yet. If you are wanting to alternate the volume of your workouts, that's why I would consider option number 4. But undulated periodization can be really great for someone who is maybe training for a competition of some sort. This is something that I actually programmed in for my husband when he ran a half marathon back in November of 2023. And it really helped in him just being an overall well-rounded athlete come the day to race because he was able to work all the different muscle twitch fibers, which again can help you in just being overall well-rounded. Not only did it help with the endurance piece for running, but it also helped just maintaining muscle mass as he was ramping up his running for the half marathon prep. So to overview the 5 different options that I provided today for creating your own 3-day training split. The first option was 3 full body days. The next was to separate day 1 into your anterior, day 2 into your posterior side, and day 3 into a full body workout. Technically still full body since you're working upper and lower on the same day, but you are separating it into the front and the back sides. The third option was to do a lower, upper, and then full body. Option number 4 was, again, one of my biggest recommendations for those of you that may be struggling to get consistent in the gym. This teaches you how to really listen to your body and how you're feeling on any given day to ultimately create a flexible training program. And that would be to have a high, moderate, and low volume training day throughout the week. And option number 5 is undulated periodization, where you are doing one hypertrophy workout, one strength focused workout, and one power focused workout, which again is for the more advanced population. If you are somebody who has been consistent with 3 days and you're ready to bump it up to 4, that will be the next video where I go over options for a 4-day training split. If you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to check the description box because I did include a free resource with example workouts on how to structure your own 3-day training split with each of the 5 examples. So don't forget to snag that download. And as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did find it helpful. Subscribe to see more helpful content like this one, and comment below what you'd like to see next from me.